Hey guys, it's Les. Welcome back. I am finally doing that video that I've been telling my friends I'm gonna do pretty much since I came back from Aulanli. I've gotten a lot of questions and I've been giving brief answers and I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna do a tips and tricks video, and then it's been almost 2 months. Sorry. So today I want to talk to you about stuff I did in regards to budgeting, things like do you even need a car, stuff I recommend, stuff I don't recommend. Yeah, so let's start off with how did this trip even come about? I was not planning a trip to Aulanli. So we went November 27th to December 3rd, 2021. I booked this trip in July. I don't know if it was an ad. I don't think someone told me about it, but they were having a sale 30% off. Even with a discount, it was still gonna be about $300-ish a night. Well, low 300s. And I was like, well, that's still a lot of money. But then I compared it to other places around the island. And I don't know if it's normally like this. Every hotel was around the same price plus resort fees, or they were like in the 200s. And when you add the resort fee, it would come out to the same as Aulanli because they don't have resort fees. So that's how I justified the trip. I was like, okay, I did have to book between October and December. So I clicked on every date starting in October and they were all booked. So then I went to December and went backwards, all booked until I got to November 27th. So when I finally got that date, I felt like I won the lottery and I was like, book it. And then I was really excited and then I panicked because I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? My instinct was to just cancel it right away and just freak out. I was like, we cannot afford this. But then I calmed down, talked to my husband, and we went over budgeting and stuff. Well, actually, I went over it. He listened. But yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys about some things that I learned and what we did to kind of go on the cheaper side. I mean, we still spent money, but not the amount that you could possibly spend there because you can spend a lot. Once we made the decision that we were going to go, we're like, okay, we are going to get our money's worth. If we're going there, we're going to stay in the resort, take advantage of everything that they have to offer. Because I see people like on YouTube where they like rent cars and they go visit the island and then they go back and just stay in the resort, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. We didn't rent a car until the last day we were there because we needed to check out and our flight didn't leave until the night. We rented through Alamo through Aulanli. I asked about car rentals and she gave me a price through Alamo and she was like, well, maybe you might get it cheaper if you rent it through Alamo through the airport. And so I called them and they quoted me like $200 more than what Aulanli had quoted me. So I didn't go through there. I went through Aulanli, the Alamo there, and I got it for cheaper. I don't know why that was. You would think it'd be the other way around. So I would recommend that, like if you have a late flight, maybe just rent a car on the last day. So you have stuff to do. You can go look around the island, or if not, you would just hang out at Aulanli. Bell service kept our bags. So we didn't have to worry about hauling our bags around the island. I called ahead to figure out a way to get to the resort from the airport, and the lady, I don't remember her name, but she was really nice. All the Disney people were nice. She hooked us up with the Heli shuttle, I believe it's called. So she made us a reservation through that shuttle and they picked us up from the airport. It was about like a 30-40 minute drive. And they dropped us off at Aulanli. In my opinion, you don't need a car to enjoy Aulanli. So Aulanli is in the Aulanli section of the island and right across the street from the resort. It's maybe a 5-minute walk, if that. There's the Aulanli Center and there is a little market there. There's food places, there's stores. They're expensive, but there is that option if you plan on just staying on the resort. Keep in mind, Aulanli, that whole area is resortville. It's very well manicured. It's intended for tourists, so the market is not going to be like your 99-cent store. It's not like your local grocery store. It is pricier, but there is that option, because I knew we weren't gonna have a car, and I knew we were gonna get in late because our flight didn't arrive until like 10 p.m. I actually packed snacks from Alaska in my suitcase. So I packed peanut butter jelly, I packed pilot bread, I packed like granola bars, I packed popcorn. I also packed water bottles. Oh, I also packed utensils. So it's stuff that we already had in our pantry, like from the Costco stuff. When I was packing all these snacks, I was being made fun of. Brian was like, "What are you doing?" So when we got there, it was late. Everything was closed. The vending machine didn't have many options. And the main person that was making fun of me, Brian, he was the first to dig into those snacks. He drank the water. We all had snacks. You're welcome. Another thing I did to save was that popcorn. I did buy the popcorn bucket, which was $8. And then we didn't pay any refills because we popped popcorn in the room. Another thing I did to kind of save money, if you have a Disney Chase card, the credit card, you can get 10% off at the gift shops, not at the food places because I asked. But yeah, I mean, 10% if you want to get some souvenirs. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's something. Another thing with the Disney Chase card, if you call the bank and you book a Disney trip, you can get 6 months interest free on that trip. So that's another way to save. I use my Disney rewards through that program. I get them, and then I spent it at Aulani, so that was some money. Another thing I did was write down all of the things on the resort that I knew I wanted to try. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I knew I wanted to try the volcano fries, the shaved ice, like stuff like that. And if you look online, or even in the YouTube videos, they tell you the prices of each item. So I wrote down what I wanted to try with the price. I budgeted that so I wasn't going there like surprised. I mean, there was still stuff that I was like, ooh, I want that. But I kind of went in already knowing what I wanted to spend food-wise with resort stuff. Another thing, make sure you download the app. The app also has the menu. It's a place where you can get reservations. You can also see their daily activities. You can see what is free and what's considered a premium activity where you actually have to pay for it. So on the free side, they have the Menehune Trail, which we did. They have the ukulele lessons, which we unfortunately were not able to do. With the ukulele lessons, you have to book the day of, which I believe the booking starts at 8 a.m. at the Pauhana room. And they say it books really fast. And I just didn't make it out there. It just didn't fit our schedule. And you do have the option to buy a ukulele. So the lesson itself is free, but if you want a ukulele, you can do that. Another free thing was the poolside stories, which we didn't get to do. And while I was preparing for this video and looking at the app, I saw that they were bringing movie night back, which is also free, I believe, but they didn't have that when we were there. Check the app because there was activities that weren't there when we were there, and some stuff that was there when we were there aren't on the app now. So one thing on the free item list, we did get a free shaved ice because we listened to the Disney Vacation Club tour presentation. They weren't pushy. Like if you've ever been to a timeshare presentation, they're very like, sign up now. Why aren't you doing this? Like your life is going to be miserable if you don't do this. They weren't like that at Aulanli. She was really nice. She showed us around, gave us the presentation, and then she's like, okay, like go about your day. And we got a coupon for the shaved ice. So we did get that for free. I'm wearing this is something I got there. My Duffy Spirit jersey. This is my first Spirit jersey ever. Let me turn around. It says Ohana, I think, and Aulani, durr. I don't get to wear it a lot here in Alaska because there's no Disney park here, so I'm wearing it for this video, okay? It's cute. If you go to the gift shops, you do have the option to ship your items if you don't have room in your suitcase, or in my case, I was shipping it to a different state to a friend. They told me it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, but she got it sooner than that. It is on the pricier side for shipping. I think it was like 40 bucks, but again, she also got like 2 bags full of stuff, so maybe it was the amount of things. I don't know if the shipping is a set price, but there is that option, like if you want to send family something. When I was planning this trip, I initially had booked a different room. I think it was just called an Island Garden View room. I called ahead to check if our room had a microwave, and I was told it did not. So I was given the option to switch rooms to one that had a microwave that was the same size, and no price change. So if you want a microwave, make sure you call ahead and make sure your room has a microwave, because they don't all come with microwaves. So when we got there, we found out that our room was on the first floor, which at first I was kind of bummed because I was like, oh man, we're not going to have a view. But then I am so thankful we got a first floor room. I recommend, if you can, get a first floor room, because it was so easy going in and out. If we forgot something, we didn't have to mess with the elevators. And the first floor rooms on the lanai, there's a little gate where you can just exit straight onto like the pools. I recommend a first floor room. Another thing I would recommend is to get seating at the Wailana pool. That used to be the adults only pool, and I don't know if maybe word hasn't gotten around that it's a family pool now. There were always seats available there when we were there. So that's where we call that like our home base, because we always left our stuff there, and it's in a perfect location. There you have the bar there, you have Ulu Cafe right behind you. Every video I saw talked about how crazy the pools get and how hard it is to get chairs. But if you go to the Wailana pool side, we always found a spot there. Ooh, that was my stomach. I better eat. What was I saying? I don't know. So now the things that I recommend and don't recommend. You do have the option to rent cabanas, which in my opinion are not worth it. I mean, I actually haven't been in one, but they range from $175 to $450 a day. I can't. There's like a 2-seater one at the lagoon that was, I think, $80. It's still like, I cannot. I mean, if you're for that, go ahead, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's seats available unless you're like a big group. I mean, I did see some that were pretty big. Maybe if you're a big group and you split it, maybe it'll be worth it. But I mean, if I were there and then I'm like, well, those seats right in front of me are free, I would be like, what the heck? So I already said no to the poolside cabanas. Another thing I'm saying no to is it's probably not gonna be a popular opinion, but the Mickey shaped shaved ice. The only reason I would say maybe get it is to get the picture, because I wasn't even done laughing at Brian for his ears falling off when my ears fell off. I don't know if it was just like the way they were put on, but I mean, the bowl that the shaved ice comes in is so small for the amount of shaved ice that goes in there. I mean, we went to a different shaved ice place in Honolulu, and they had a big bowl, which was appropriate for the shaved ice. And at Aulanli, ours was overflowing, spilling everywhere. Our ears fell off by the time we like turned around from the place. And then we started getting chased by bees. I don't know if that's a thing, if they were just out that day, but yeah, there was other people also running from the bees in that area because a lot of spillage happened. So I guess we weren't the only ones. There was like spillage all over. But yeah, so that was a bummer because at least I got the picture. Yeah, and get the picture fast because those things are gonna fall off. We had dinner once at the Olelo room, which I learned is Olelo, not Olelo, which I was saying. But yeah, so we had dinner there. I went there because I wanted to try the wings and the popcorn fries that I had seen on videos, and they didn't have that. I don't know if the menu changed or maybe that's a lunch thing. So we ended up getting a miso soup and some sushi. I feel like that place is good for drinks and the music and the vibe, but the food was not that great in my opinion. The sushi is so good here in Anchorage. I don't know why that is, but we have good sushi here. If you're here from Leg Life, you know they talk about this all the time, and it's not a lie. Sushi's good here. So when we went there, it was kind of like, I feel like even like Fred Meyer here had better sushi. I don't know if they just had an off day. Like Brian had a hard piece in his sushi, so I don't even think he finished his roll. The miso soup was $10 and it was so small. Like it was like this big. I mean, it tasted, he liked it. Alexa liked the miso soup, but I mean, I wasn't a fan, but it was like this much for $10. The fries are good, and I feel bad talking bad about it, but it wasn't a great meal for us. Another thing that I'm not sure if I already know the answer. I wouldn't do it again. It's the make your own ears. I don't know why, for some reason I thought it was going to be a class, even though I had seen videos and like I saw people making it. I still thought there was someone like giving you ideas, teaching you. I don't know if it's different because of COVID, but for us, like they're like, here's some supplies, we picked it out, here's a glue gun, knock yourself out. And it's like, well, I don't know what to do. So I had a hard time deciding what to do, and they did give us like a QR code, I think it was, with pictures for like ideas, but it was a lot of like you do on your own kind of thing, which I don't know what I was expecting. But I mean, our ears are cute, but I wouldn't do it again. One thing I didn't like about the ears thing was I wasn't planning on doing it. I wanted just the girls to do it, but they wouldn't let me in the class unless I participated and paid for myself. So anyone from ages 6 to 12 needs a participating adult with them. So they would have let the little one go in and the teenager help her out, but I wanted to go and see and help her out, so that, and I wasn't allowed to do that unless I paid, so that's why I got my ears. I mean, the view was great. It was at the Ama Ama restaurant, but still, I don't know. I mean, you can get by without doing that, I guess. Because I feel like I could have done that at home if I just ordered supplies and done it myself. But would I have done it at home? No. Now, things that we do recommend. So we definitely got the Dole Whip a few times. That was $6. I think we got it twice. But you know, those are delicious. I got the mango one time and the pineapple, the mango swirl, and I think pineapple, just pineapple. I don't remember, but it was good. Volcano fries from the poolside dining, which I think comes from the Off the Hook restaurant. Those were delicious. I highly recommend the volcano fries. And I think the best meal besides the luau was that buttermilk chicken sandwich that I got poolside as well. That was really good. I do recommend the popcorn bucket. I like popcorn buckets. It was $8, $2 to refill, but I didn't refill it because I had my Kirkland Costco pocket. Jeez. I had my Kirkland Costco popcorn in the room. So if you just microwave it, just dump it in the bucket and call it a day. As far as drinks, my favorite was the Lava Flow. It tasted like maybe like a smoothie or like a creamsicle. I don't know, it was good. When it comes to appearance, the Blue Hawaiian was really pretty. It was so blue. I don't think I was able to capture it well on camera. We did not do the pineapple, because you can get all those drinks in a pineapple. I think it's like 20 bucks. We bypassed that because I don't know if you get the same amount. Yeah, I passed that. I mean, I think it would be good for like a picture, but yeah, we didn't get it. I do recommend the luau. The luau had amazing food, the best dinner we had on property. It is pricey, but all the luau's are pricey. You get a show, you get a 3-course meal, and you get unlimited drinks. Yeah, so I would recommend at least once. We did not do the makahiki dinner because we did the character breakfast and I just couldn't find myself to pay that much money again. The character breakfast was good. We saw Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, and Goofy there. It's not buffet style because of COVID, but the meal was still good. They had music. I would do that part again just because it's, you know, that Disney experience, the character breakfast. But if you're not into that, you can bypass it because it is pricey. I think it was $45 for adults and $28 for kids, 9 and under. But yeah, so we only did that once on the trip. Another thing that I think you can probably do just once is that Painted Sky salon. It's for the kids salon. You have to be ages 3 to 12 to be there. And they did her hair, she got and makeup, she got a dress. She loved it. She's at that age. I loved it because it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. But yeah, I think it would, that one was pricey. Yeah, I don't know if we would do that again. But I feel like you should do it at least once if you can, if your kid is into that. Like don't waste it if they're like, I don't know, because it's a lot of money. I absolutely loved the spa. My package gave me a chance to go into their garden, which I was like, what? I was like, why do I need to bring my swimsuit? Why do I need to come an hour earlier? It was amazing. It was the outdoor area. They had hot tubs. They had these like different rain showers with different pressures. It was awesome. I would do that again in a heartbeat. Because that alone time, oh, they had massage chairs. And I think with COVID, they had some massages not available. But I would recommend that. I think I got teary-eyed when I went in there because it was so pretty. And there's this whole story that they tell you when you go in. I didn't show that in my video because I didn't want to spoil it for people. Yeah, I love the spa. And the robe was amazing. I didn't know this until the day we were leaving that they had that robe for sale at one of the gift shops. And we had already packed everything and I was like, what? And I should have just, that's one of my things I regret not getting, because I don't think I'll ever have a robe like that again on me. Oh, Rainbow Reef. I forgot about Rainbow Reef. So I loved Rainbow Reef, but I lost money on that because I had seen in a video that it's better to just get the whole length of your stay, because that was $45, but if you only do it once, it's $25. So I was like, oh, I'll do this all the time. And I only did it once. So I ended up losing out money on that because it was an amazing experience, but it just didn't work with what we were doing that day. The swim times, I think it was only from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we were either off doing something else at that time. So I never got to go back. So that's one thing I regret. The water's a little cooler than the other pools, but it's not like hurt your bones cold like it is here in Alaska. But yeah, it was beautiful. I would definitely do that again, but this time actually make time to actually go. Yeah, definitely do Rainbow Reef at least once. We also ate off property right across the street at the Aulanli Center. I highly recommend having breakfast at Eggs and Things. That was amazing. They have big portions though, so you can definitely share a dish. We did not know that, and we had leftover food we definitely could have shared. Definitely get that Portuguese sausage. That thing was amazing. The waffles were great. The pancakes were great. Everyone loved that. That was so good. Another thing I recommend at the Aulanli Center is the Mai Tai at the Monkey Pod Kitchen. That foam, I get why it's a famous Mai Tai. It was so good. But yeah, I only got one because it was $15 and I'm a lightweight anyway. So, but yeah, I get it. I get what the hype is. Go try it out if you're there. Is Aulanli strictly for Disney people? I feel like it's not. There were times where I forgot it was a Disney thing. I just felt like we were just in Hawaii. Yes, there are sections where obviously the gift shops, those are like all Disney. But it's not like you walk around and they're like characters everywhere. Like it's a small world, like where it's just like Disney threw up all over. It's not like that. There's little subtle details. It's very Hawaiian. I felt like we were in Hawaii and every now and then there was Disney stuff. Like, I love going through the lazy river and seeing Moana there waving. Like, that was pretty neat. But you could also just hang out by the pool and forget you're at a Disney resort. So if you're not 100% like super Disney, I feel like you could still enjoy it. I don't know if you would even like want to pay that much though if you're not a Disney person. Like, either way, if you're a Disney person, you get that. We saw 12 characters in total. Would we go back? Yes, but I don't know if we could afford. Like, if someone wants to give me a trip, I will gladly go back. But I feel like, and I treated it like a once in a lifetime trip because I don't know. I mean, I have other trips I want to do, but it was amazing. If I could work it out to one day go back, I would in a heartbeat. I loved it. If you do decide to go and it's still COVID times, make sure you check what the rules are for Hawaii. They are constantly changing. When we went, anyone that wasn't vaccinated had to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of takeoff. So the only one at that time that needed to get tested was the little one, which we got done at the airport here in Anchorage. And then we uploaded our vaccination cards to the website, the Hawaii website, and uploaded her negative test results. Alaska Airlines somehow has had access to that website because when we checked in at the gate, they gave us blue wristbands saying that we were all good to go through that website. So we didn't have to do anything when we landed in Hawaii. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. So I definitely pulled a Ross at the hotel because I took the coffee, I took the pen, I took the soap, the lotion, the shampoo, conditioner. I was like, everything free that I could get that says Aulanli or from this hotel room, I took. I didn't take the lamp.